you know what time it is? It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you your preview and everything else you need to know for the Europa Conference League game tomorrow versus Pacos De Ferreira. Look, we are joined by Jack and by Philip to give us their views on all the latest team news and everything else and towards this game. I'm really looking forward to it. But Jack, how are you, my man?
Doing well, David. And also excited to be, joined by the much wiser Philip. Especially, he seems to be quite prepared with a lot of the stats. He seems to know a bit about, a bit of Portuguese football, or he's brushed up quite well on his Portuguese football. Either or, I'm really excited to see what Philip has to say, and I want to know also what the Harris Army has to say about a game like this. Should we be a bit worried, or should we just go in with confidence?
No, 100%. Look, there you are, guys. The Harris Army. Answer Jack's question and get it in the comments. Philip, how are you keeping?
Good, very good. Yeah, looking forward to this game tomorrow. It's been an experience, new competition.
Yeah, so the inaugural Europa Conference League, 100% is going to be an experience. 100%. Look, let's welcome a few people in. We have Sean. He says, good afternoon from Albuquerque. Smash the like. Come on, you Spurs. #Harris Army. Absolutely love it. Big yourself up, Sean. I hope things are well. We have Gamer Pro. He says, hi, Dave. I hope you're keeping well, man. I hope things are good. The regular says, hi, all. Good evening. I hope you're keeping well, the regular. Dan THFC. Hi, guys. Big yourself up, Dan. I hope things are well. We have David says, hi, Dave, Jack, and Philip. Big up, David. Best name in the world, my man. Absolute name of legends. Evening, lads. That's from Zoe. Zoe, I hope things are well with you. I hope things are good. Dan, no need to apologise, my man. I'm presuming you're at football training. Paddy Harnett, what was Jack's question? I missed it. Jack, give Paddy your question.
Yeah, Paddy, let me know. Are you going into this with confidence? Should we be a bit worried about this Portuguese side? They did have a bit of a successful season, last season. Philip will probably break that down for us a bit. But just let me know. Should I be overconfident, or should I be going into this maybe just a bit concerned?
Overconfident. That's what I'd say. Paddy, let us know what you think, my man. We have David back again. Says Nuno just said in the press conference that no one from Sunday's starting 11 will start tomorrow. 100%, my man. Don't worry. I keep an eye on him. I've seen the press conference. Don't worry. But big yourself up for the information. Big yourself up. David, it was just interesting the way he said starting 11s. Does that mean Romero's playing? Let me know your thoughts. Another David. Look, tell you, David, the David Army as well. We'll start up the David Army. He says, hi, guys. Who do you think is the most popular Spurs player? Right now, I would say Son. If Kane didn't do what he done, I would have said Kane. But Son right now. Jack?
Probably most popular to rip on seems at the moment. Tanguy is starting to become, the flavor of the week, for a lot of people. People seem to be united against Tanguy. But definitely Sonny is definitely the most beloved, you'd probably say, for sure at the moment, David.
100%. And Philip?
Oh, yeah. Has to be Son. Definitely.
100%. The commercial revenue brings in will probably tell us that as well. Yeah. Andrew Bailey, go on, David Harris, got my flat cap on. Big yourself up, man. Absolutely love it. I'm telling you, these flat caps are becoming more and more popular. I'm missing a trick here. Should be selling them. Crypto Pritch says, Harris Flat Cap Army. Let's go. Big yourself up, my man. I hope things are well. Celery Agent, good to see you back. We have the legend himself, Nick. He says, Flat Cap Army in effect. Big up from the Nutmeg State. Big yourself up. I hope you're enjoying your vacation, my man. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Hope you're doing well.
Brad Matthews, how you doing, guys? Have my tea. Brad, another channel legend. We're all good, man. You sit back and enjoy that tea. We have Eddie Ryan. Levy's got Sky Sports by the bollocks. They haven't a clue what's going on at Spurs. Come to think about it, neither do we. I don't think anyone does at this moment in the stadium, my man. I don't think anyone does. Bob Cunningham says, evening, first time listening. Come on, you Spurs. Bob, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. Just quickly, everybody, we're just doing this preview now, but we will be back at 9:30 again with the very popular Kaniki Answer Me, which is always very good. So, Bob, make sure you tune into that as well if you have the time. And look, I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, make sure you smash the subscribe button. If you don't, I'm sorry, and I'll try and improve. The regular doing fine was on holiday for 2 weeks. That's why I was gone. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Where did you go? Let me know. Let me know where you went. Tottenham Tantrum. Hey, guys. Hope you're both okay. Dermot, we're all good. I hope you're good, my man. I'll message you on, or I got back to you on Twitter, my man.
Yeah, same
David Army strong in the morning. Strong this morning. It's always strong. It's always strong. Don't worry about that. We have numbers. Sue Smith, hashtag Harris Army. Big up, Sue. So he says, I think our defence with Roden or Romero will be strong, but worrying about us in attack. Time for Star by Scarlett to shine. But let me tell you a bit later on in the show why I think Scarlett will shine. Paddy Harnett, not overconfident, pal, but I think we will win. 3 of the new signings will get game time, so it won't be a team of youths. I would say 2 or 3-1, but we need an early goal to settle the kids' nerves. 100%. Couldn't agree more. I do think first goal will be crucial for us tomorrow. If not, I'll be getting flashbacks of Zagreb, my man. MFL Clan says, Flat Cap Army, big yourself up. Brian, see my man, I hope things are well. He says, big up the Harris Army. Brian, I hope all is good, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're still on a high from that victory on Sunday, my man. Look, I keep telling you, believe. You believed, and we got our reward. Hopefully we can kick on from here. Another David. Another one. I'm telling you, it's full of them today. Big yourself up, my man. Football fan, how excited are you to see the new boys? I'm super excited, my man. I cannot wait. Trust me, I cannot wait. Romero, best centre back in London. What's up, lads? I hope you're keeping well.
Good to see you, Romero.
And you're new to the channel as well. Well, look, my man, I hope you enjoy it. We have the Harris Army, and I'm going to start David Army so you can be a part of that. Look, if you do, judge me on this show. See what you think. If you do like it, make sure you smash and subscribe. If you don't, let me know where I can improve, my man. Appreciate it. Wayne Bonner makes experience and youth tomorrow night. But for the love of Jack Daniels, not bought Winks and Sissoko in the middle. Wayne Bonner, stay tuned. Let me tell you why Winks should not play tomorrow. Let me tell you why. But you're going to have to stay tuned because I have a structure to this show. I want to keep it like that. But Wayne, I will tell you why. Make sure you stay tuned, my man. Mark Smith says, send Jack to Portugal to have a look at him. No, look, Jack probably already knew a bit about him, but don't worry, I done all the research today, so if it's wrong, Jack can correct me. Brian, see you still buzzing. That's what we like to see, my man. That's what we like to see. Adam says, big up, Dave and Jack. Big yourself
up. Adam, good to see you, Adam. Good to
and
see
we have
Brian
Mr. Edwards in here as well. Hi, David and Jack. And hey, Pops, come on, you Spurs. Your Pops, Philip.
Sounds like it.
And just to be clear, Philip is not my father, just for anyone watching out there. He's not Jack's father either. He's just an Irish Spurs fan who loves Tottenham, who loves the channel, and he's brilliant at what he does.
They got Mark Swift
has
as
2
well.
armies under his belt now, 2. Yeah, 100. Make it 3. Have the Flat Cap Army 2. Flat Cap Army 2. Make it 3, my man. Crypto Pritch, smash the like button. Big Bobby, how long you live for? Yeah, look, man, we're only going to be live for about 45 minutes because we have another show there at 9:30 on here. And Dark Sun G says, hey, looking forward to tomorrow. Yes, we are. It's good to see you, Dark Sun G. Dark Sun G, any stats for me, do put them in and let me see them. We love to have a bit of a stat off with you, my man. And I hope you enjoy the show. Everyone, just a few formalities to get into before we get into it. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We're nearly at 4K. We are about 23 to be exact away from it. So, guys, 23 subscribers, hopefully, and we can hit 4K tonight, which is, I'll be absolutely buzzing, coming up to the 9-month anniversary of the channel. And as well, yeah, look, why not support us with a super chat or two? It really, really does help support the channel. It helps keep bringing better content. And as well, make sure you stay tuned for Stats with Jack before the Wolves game. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And we have Azza N17 says, yes, lads, big up, big yourself up. Well, look, guys, let me tell you everything you need to know. So, look, the first leg, of course, is being played tomorrow with the away leg taking place on the 26th of August. The winner of this game over these 2 ties will go into the group stage of the Europa Conference League. It's a 7:30 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. You can watch the game on Premier Sports. And Philip, I believe you said BT Sports was showing it?
Yeah, BT, I think is showing it as well, yeah.
So BT Sports and Premier Sports is where you can watch the game. But screw all that. We know where you really want to watch it. And that's over on We Are Tottenham TV on the pre-match pump-up with myself, the Don, the Irish Hotspur. And we'll be kicking off at 6:15 p.m. Where before the game, we get you guys who are buzzing to come on beforehand and share your thoughts. So, guys, make sure you get your memberships over there on We Are Tottenham TV and come on and have a chat with me. If not, make sure you do get in the comments and support us. But look, what else? Yeah, so look, guys, I'll get into a few questions for the panel. Look, it's the start of what we hope to be a very, very long season in Europa Conference League. It offers us a real chance to win some silverware. Do you think we will win it, Jack? And is it a cup you want to see us go for and take seriously? Because everyone else is laughing at it.
And David, we were one of the first teams we were the first team to win a European trophy, from the Premier League. And as well, David, we are, a team that would definitely be suited to win this kind of thing. The moment we win it, it will eventually become a competition that, all the Premier League teams would be dying to be in. We'll make it a prestigious competition just by winning it, I believe. And so we must take it seriously. Then maybe on the realistic side, Nuno is a bit of a cup manager. He took Wolves very far to the semifinals with a very small Europa League squad. He also is very good at handling the cup competition. He's gone very far with his own Rio Ave team from Portugal, David, that we discussed before. He took them to 2 different Portuguese league finals. He's a very, very good manager in these type of cup competitions and is very comfortable, I feel like, in this type of setting as well. He probably knows a bit or two maybe about, the type of ways that, a Portuguese team like this might, set up against them, maybe the ways that they even are tactically. I'm honestly think that he has this in the bag, David, and I think he's going to really take this seriously.
Yeah, I hope so too. Look, Nuno does tend to have good runs in the cups, as we pointed out, Jack, when we done the big show on Nuno that time on what we can expect and everything else. Guys, why we pass the question over to Philip? Do get in the comment section. Let us know what you want from the Europa Conference League. Do you want us to kind of just use it to blood youngsters and give youngsters some experience, or do you want to take it seriously and go and win it? For me, if you're in it, I want to win it. But Philip, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to go for it. I mean, Spurs were the first, as Jack said there, we were the first division team as it was to win the European trophy. We were the first winners of the UEFA Cup after they renamed it from the Fairs Cup.
Yeah.
So why can't we be the first winner of this tournament? I mean, we're certainly we've got to be one of the 3 favourites, possibly with Roma and is it Anderlecht are in it? I think Anderlecht might be in it, but there's, we're one of the big teams in it. We are one hell of a scalp, and that's what makes me think tomorrow night is their biggest game of the season, biggest game probably they've ever had. So, it's not going to be an easy start for us. We get by tomorrow night, and I think we will go all the way and we will win this tournament.
I'm absolutely loving the confidence. Honestly, they should be getting you to do the pre-match pump-ups, lad. You get more pumped up for these games than I do. Absolutely love it. No, 100%. Look, I do believe we can win it. But look, I believe we can win everything we go into. I still think we're the best team in Europe by far. Not many people agree with that, though. But no, 100%, Philip, we can definitely win it. It's there for the taking. It's there for the taking. And for me, I don't care. People can say the teams that are in it, this, that, and the other. They're, like Philip was saying, they're not going to take us lightly. They're going to want the scalp. You know what I mean? It'll go down good for their reputation and stuff like that. So, look, we have to be on guard for every game, and we cannot take this lightly tomorrow. We have to, like the Dynamo Zagreb game last season, I hope we've learned lessons. We cannot take these teams lightly. Yeah. They see us as a big scalp. They want to take it.
Kevin, that's it. That's it. There should be that result should be pinned on a notice board tomorrow night before the team goes out. Remember Zagreb.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. In fact, they should be made watch it on the plane over there today. That's what I would have done. I would have made them watch it, rewatch it. Kevin Murray says, win it, not unless, 100%. And Dark Song G with the super chat. Big up, Dark Song G. Really appreciate the support. Says, do you think we will use a rotation or go all out? Look, I'm going to go into the team news now, Dark Song G. For me, I do think it'll be a bit of a rotation with a chance to give some of the players that haven't had much game time some game time. I do think you'll see 1 or 2 experienced players in there, like a Sissoko maybe, to kind of get them through the game and settle the nerves and stuff like that. But I'd expect a rotation. And plus, Nuno did say in his press conference, Dark Sun G, that anyone that's starting against City will not take part in tomorrow night's game. So that's the situation it's at. But Dark Sun G, really appreciate the support, brother. And thank you so much. But look, guys, we are going to get into a bit of team news. And off the back of the team news, then I'll get the guys' thoughts. So look, Kane does not travel along with Ali or Steven Bergwijn. Kane, the situation on Harry Kane is look, he will be joining back up with the squad on Friday, with a view to playing against Wolves at the weekend on Sunday. Nuno will obviously make that decision. Look, as far as I'm aware, it's just fitness based, trying to get a small bit of pre-season into his legs. If he wasn't fit enough to play against City, you could probably argue it's only Pacos he could play. But then again, why would you risk it if you can try and get the job done in the first leg? If not, you have Harry Kane registered for the second leg anyway. So hopefully he can save our bacon if needed. Who else have we got? I would expect Session to play a bit of get some game time tomorrow. I know he played in the under-23s. Was it Monday night?
Yep.
When they drew 2-2 with Chelsea, but he did come off at half-time, and I'd say that was in view of giving him some minutes under his legs, because he did miss most of pre-season with a hamstring, and then as well with a view of getting some minutes into his legs and then giving him a game tomorrow night. Tanguy and Aurier, as we all know, were not registered in the squad, so they cannot play in either leg. And no players, like I said, no players from the starting 11 versus City will play tomorrow. And then that's Tottenham's team news. And then we go on to Pacos team news. And basically, all they're missing is their first choice goalkeeper, who is out for the whole season. And that's all who they're missing. So, look, Jack, first of all, what's your thoughts on the team news before I go into other questions?
David, I think it's going to be interesting what we go with. I will say I think we probably will go with a bit of a stronger lineup, despite you maybe saying earlier that we won't be picking any players that originally started against City. I still think we're going to be going with a bit of a stronger lineup, considering that, we would probably like to be able to get, plenty of away goals, as maybe a bit of a bonus as well, just to maybe get the first, tie, anxiety, out of the way, and then maybe have, our younger players play at home, in front of the fans. Might be better that way, to have the experienced players play away and then have the younger players, play at home. I'd love to see Brian Hill tear apart that defense, especially maybe coming in off the right. Maybe instead of Recky, we might see Sessegnon, like you were saying, but he is coming off a pretty brutal injury. Who's to know, like, whether they might, risk him in a game like this? Maybe they might save him for the home leg. But yeah, definitely looking forward to possibly seeing a player like Pascazzi. I would say maybe he could replace Tanganga off the right. He was playing a right back, kind of position in the friendlies. There are lots of players that I'd like to see feature, but I do think we'll be going with a bit of a stronger lineup.
Interesting. And Paddy Harnett says Sissoko's not travelled. And guys, I'll be honest, if Paddy's saying that, you can take that as a given. So Sissoko won't be there tomorrow. So that ruins my plans in midfield. But Philip, just briefly, what's your thoughts on the team news here? And do you think a strong lineup or a mix tomorrow?
No, it'll be a mix of youth and experience. It has to be. I mean, you can't put out a team full of kids because the other crowd will smell blood. You've got to put a few of the more experienced heads out there. Now, I take Nuno's comments that nobody that started on Sunday will be involved. I think there'll be a few of them on the bench now, to be honest. I don't think we need to start any of them, but I think they'll be there on the bench just in case there's another Zagreb-like catastrophe looming. I think the fact that Sissoko hasn't started might mean, David, your plan might be going a bit up in smoke here. I think the Winks might have to play now.
I think he will be.
I'm still going to tell everyone why he shouldn't play, but it's looking.
It's central midfield. Central midfield is the only place where I don't think we're really that well covered for tomorrow. Because if you're not going to play you're not going to play Højbjerg and Skip hasn't travelled, we're really down to the likes of Winks and possibly Lo Celso to start, because he didn't start on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I think the defence takes care of itself. The central midfield is probably just one place I'd be a little bit concerned about. And then up front, we've got Scarlett and Brian Hill coming in off the wing. And I don't know, seeing who else we could probably play. So maybe even Sessegnon playing a little bit further forward, Yeah. The guy can play front or back. So no, it'll be a mixture. Like, I think it'll be all three signings will start, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I'm thinking the same. I do think we'll see all three signings. But look, guys, Harry Kane, of course, he doesn't travel. Do you think, we'll start with Jack, do you think he's not traveling and that is his decision because he's maybe trying to avoid an injury ahead of a potential move to Man City? Or do you think it's like the City game? If he wasn't ready for City game, he's not going to be ready for this game. We don't need to risk him, and we're just getting minutes in his legs before Wolves on Sunday.
I think
getting some pre-season in his legs before Wolves on Sunday.
I think regardless of maybe his, connection to City, I think they're probably just trying to avoid injury altogether. I mean, considering that, again, it is the first, I think that, they are, thinking that this is kind of sort of a game that they don't really need someone like Harry Kane for it. In fact, they probably would like to have someone like maybe Scarlett or maybe someone else to, to be able to fill in and maybe, possibly prove something to the manager as well. Maybe going away, as well might not be the best for Harry Kane. I'm not kidding with this. Maybe a worse quality pitch. Maybe especially considering also the weather. Might not be the best game for Kane to start with as well. I do think it might be better just to ease him into it. And this type of game, where the players will be probably putting in some harsh challenges on him. They'll probably be, maybe a bit quicker than him, a bit more up for it.
Yeah.
Might be better just to put someone like Scarlett in, who's going to be really eager for it, who's going to be really standing up for it. I think we got to put in players that are willing to prove something, and even have things to prove as well to the manager. Whereas someone like Harry Kane, it's just, I don't really know if he needs to be kind of motivated for a game like this even.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you on the point where we need players with a point to prove. 100%. Look, that was our problem against Zagreb. And players who went out there, the likes of the Deadwood that we call them now, they didn't have a point to prove. They just went out there and went through the motions. So that's a great point, Jack. Definitely we need to be sending out players with a point to prove. Dark Sun G with a super chat, he says, what do you think about Winks on following Spurs? Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure, like Philip said earlier on, Philip, I'll quote great Philip, he says, I'm pretty sure a lot of Spurs fans all followed him a long time ago. Harry Winks himself. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not too concerned, to be honest with you. Look, everyone knows my thoughts on him. Dark Sun G, I just want him out. I just want him gone. And it could be a sign that maybe there is a deal in place to maybe let him go. Who knows? But no, I wouldn't read too much into it. But Dark Sun G, I appreciate it. Jack, do you want to say that to Dark Sun G?
No, I think, it's possible that, with Winks on following Spurs that, David will be, singing tonight. David will be, singing, his goodbye songs. Maybe even Brad Matthews could help us out, with Harry Winks, goodbye farewell song. That might be a bit cheeky as well. But Dark Sun G, I think that is all the good signs, with Winks being gone and Winks being out the door. Personally, if I were to pick between maybe Moon Boots and Winks, maybe to leave this summer, I would probably pick Winksy to go first. Dark Sun G. But Dark Sun G, let me know if you had to pick between one of the two, between Moon Boots and Winks, who would you want to see go? But I really, really do appreciate it. Dark Sun G, quickly, before we go back to that, love this comment here from Zoe when I said, Portugal might be a bit too hot for Harry Kane, it might be a bit too humid for him. It might be a bit too similar to the Florida vacation he just had. So that's not what we want to see. I love that, Zoe. Big up for that comment.
Yeah, that's a quality comment. Big yourself up. Big up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate support. Everyone else, feel free to keep help supporting the channel, guys, with the super chats, or even grab a channel membership for the fan shows every Monday evening. And look, Jack, you were speaking of bands there, with Brad helping us out. Look, Brad plays guitar, but our man Philip here is the drummer. So we nearly have a band together. Maybe I can get on the vocals. But Philip, what are you thinking on the Harry Kane situation? Do you think maybe he doesn't, it's a personal choice and he doesn't want to risk potential injury ahead of a move to City? Or is it he's just getting some preseason into his legs?
Well, I think I would have liked to have seen him get some preseason minutes. But then again, looking at tomorrow night, if he travelled with the squad and was sitting on the bench, BT would probably have a camera on him for the entire 90 minutes and we'd probably see none of the match. They'd be just following Harry Kane. It would take away from the rest of the players that are there to do a job for the team, which it looks increasingly like he doesn't particularly want to do at this stage, where he wants to do it for another team. So no, I think it's probably the right decision not to bring him. That being said, I do hope he plays against Wolves. Because, I mean, he can't say he's not fit again after another weeks of training. He's a fit lad most of the time. I don't think Harry needs as much of a pre-season as maybe other players do. So he's going to be ready to go on Sunday now. I just hope he's still in a white shirt come Sunday. That's my only worry.
Yeah.
I hope so, because there is rumours, City are willing to come back. And again, it's rumours. It's not concrete, but City are willing to come back in after 150 million now. For me, it's too late, way too late in the window. And just like when we bet them at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday, they can go and do one. Yeah. We have Chris says, Josh, maybe a League One team will start with Harry Winks. Wayne Bonner, can we leave Winks in Portugal tomorrow? Yeah, I hope so. Kevin, big up Wayne. Kevin Murray, Brian Hill, let's get a look at him 100%. Dark Sun G21, definitely Winks, Jack. Can't forgive his West Ham 3-3.
Great answer, Dark Sunji. He always gives the good answers, David, and as well, Dark Sunji, honestly, such a legend, such a generous person to the channel. But David, he always is singing the Bible. He's always singing the chorus. For the Harris Army. He never skips a beat when it comes to the Harris Army. He always has the best answers for us, and as well as the best stats for us as well. Definitely can concede that. Always outstats me. Dark Sunji, so really do appreciate it. And also, thanks for tuning in, Dark Sunji. Thanks for finding the time to tune into this one, and hopefully we can see you later for the Kaneki Answer Me, Dark Sunji.
Yeah,
just
hopefully.
On that 3-3 that Winks missed the tackle in the last minute. That was, to me, the moment we lost our chance of getting Champions League last season. If we'd have won that match, even 3-2, we wouldn't have had the downturn in form that came after it. And I put that a lot down to Harry Winks turning his back on that tackle.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He thinks he's above it. Yeah, I thought he was above that tackle.
Yeah, he is. He's above it. He doesn't like to get hurt. He's afraid to go home and scratch. He's missing.
I think it's not even hurt, David. I think it was dirty. I think it was dirty in that moment. I think, he probably thought he could take the jersey home.
I wish he was dirty in that moment. That's the problem, Jack. But big up Dark Sun G. Really, really appreciate the support, my man. Absolute legend. Philip, look, as we know, Tanguy Ndombele, look, he wasn't registered. First, were you surprised? And second of all, does that mean Nuno he's not part of the plans whatsoever this season?
Yeah, it must be. This isn't second season syndrome for Tanguy. It's his third season. At this stage, he should be getting his act together and he should be performing for us. He hasn't done it for Pochettino. He didn't do it for Mourinho. He's obviously not even getting a chance to do it for Nuno, because Nuno has said, listen, I don't fancy this guy. You don't leave a £50 million player out of a squad for a Conference League tie unless there are serious issues in the background there. And again, I've said this before, he's on borrowed time with Spurs, but my worry is we are going to take an absolute financial hiding for the price we get from him when we actually do sell him. No team is going to pay anything like he's probably should be worth. And that's his own fault.
Hopefully his wages take a hiding, as well. It means he won't be able to afford half the food that got him into the sticky situation in the first place. But no, look, for me personally, it's hard to see that Nuno has plans for him. It really is. If you like Philip was saying, one of the record signing left out of the Europa Conference League. If he did have plans for him, or he just was taking his time with him, surely you'd be playing him tomorrow night. So, look, that's my thought.
In pre-season. Not 1 minute did he get in our pre-season games. That is that's crazy. It's a bit like Man City buying Jack Grealish and not playing him. In the same kind of he's ours.
But what do you think went wrong here, Philip? Where did it go wrong from? I'm not getting him in a pre-season, not being registered here. What do you think? Do you think maybe he had a falling out? Maybe.
I would say the guy probably he probably has fitness issues with his weight for a start. Now he seems to have got that under control from what I've seen of pictures of him this season. So I think it must be a mental block or a mental problem that he's got, that he just cannot apply himself to the job that he's been paid, very well paid, to do. I think Nuno has come in as a new guy into the club now and has seen this straight away, and that's why he sidelined him. He could be a disruptive influence in the dressing room, because he did say at one stage he didn't want to stay because Aurier and Sissoko were leaving. So it looks to me as if he's only happy with the French guys in the squad. That the rest of us, maybe he's an outsider, maybe he's causing trouble in the dressing room. We probably will never know until he's gone. Then the stories might start to leak out. But as far as I'm concerned, I would be majorly surprised to see him wearing a Spurs shirt again. It's just sad.
Yeah. It is because he has all the talent in the world. He does, Philip, doesn't he? If he applied himself correctly. The
goal he scored against Sheffield United last season. There's a handful of players in the league could do that, and he's one of them. But he just doesn't do it.
I don't even know if it's a handful, Philip, but, it might just be one or two, really. It really is. But like you said, I really do think it is just a whole mental thing. I think it is just a mental block for him. But I think that's really good insight there on Tanguy, especially. I don't want to answer it because I just come with so much bias. I think on the Tanguy case, I'm just too much of a suck up to him. I'm a bit too much of
do you know what? I'm going to make you answer it. I'm going to make you answer it, Jack, because people make me answer the Kane question. So look, with Tanguy, Jacko, if you look at it without the Ndombele glasses on, do you think, like, not being registered for Europa Conference League, record signing, Do you think his Tottenham career is over?
Is this Tottenham career over? No, because we've given plenty of players far more chances with far less potential than him a long time. So if we were to look at just Tottenham's track record, he probably has at least 3 or 4 more seasons, probably to prove himself. But if I were to look at it right, with let's say not even a biased Tanguy eye and not even a biased Tottenham eye, I would probably say, yeah, like you absolutely probably should take, like whatever question that was from before. I really do appreciate it. Even though I said no, if I were to look at it really realistically, it probably would take, an Aouar in Dembele, kind of swap deal. But the thing is that, yeah, I would still probably want Leon, to pay us a bit of money for Tanguy, considering that they would be taking him back from us. And I wouldn't think we should pay, Leon again for another player that, could possibly fall through the door. So that one is a bit unrealistic for me, unless Leon wanted to pay us some money on top. But yeah, David, if I were to look at it really realistically, I would be a bit more cutthroat. But with my, very biased, love for Tanguy and his techers and his vision and his ability, I'm going to give him a bit more time. And also as a Tottenham fan, we seem to give plenty of other players with far less potential, a lot more time. So like the Stinkses of the world. And so I really do think, if our third season we're kind of, rating on Tanguy like this, I think, we have to look at ourselves and realize that we gave the likes of Harry Stinks and plenty of other players a lot more time than him.
Do you know what the only savior I can see for in the Dembele is if he doesn't go this window and he's still at the club, that we have an injury crisis and he's forced back into the team because basically we don't have anybody else to go in, and he absolutely tears it up. That could happen. It's happened before with players, but I can see that being the only way back for him.
Yeah.
If he does that, though, do you know what? If he does that, for me, I don't want him, because I get the Paul Pogba vibes. He turns up when it suits him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Pogba would be the comparison. Yeah.
And that would end up fucking me off. Like, I hate a player like Pogba, where all the ability in the world, even if he plays half to his ability every week, he'd still be heads and shoulders above everyone else, but he doesn't. Brad Matthews with the super chat says Ben Davies did the press conference, which suggests he's playing. Yeah. 100%.
Thank you, Brad.
100%.
Thank you for the update also as well, Brad. That really does, we get a better perspective. That's probably the person that's going to be maybe taking Reguilón's role, maybe on the left, or maybe it could be back 3 or something like that, David. Who knows? But he's probably going to be taking that left back position, you might think.
Yeah, no, 100% he's taking that position, 100%, lad, because look, he's not going to bring him for the press conference for no reason if he's not going to play. Look, it always suggests that they do play. So big up Brad Matthews, very well spotted, my man, very well spotted. Much, Brad.
Big probably yourself, the captain as well. He's at the press conference. I say Davies will probably captain the side tomorrow night.
I hope not, man.
Just a thought.
That one hurts, Philip. Maybe I don't know. Considering maybe
quickly, one of the senior players in the team,
Quickly, Philip, just quickly, and maybe also as well for the Harris Army, I do apologize for, ruining David's flow here, but Harris Army, let me know, who would you rather be captaining aside, Ben Davies, Mr. Passion, or Moon Boots, Eric Dyer? Let me know. Who would you rather be captaining the side?
No, there you go, guys. Get the answers in there for Jack. Let him know. But big up Brad Matthews.
Neither coming up a lot there.
100%. 100%. Big up Brad Matthews. Really appreciate the support. Everyone else, feel free to keep getting in the support for us channel like you always do. Look, moving on to the next question, guys. Is we'll start with Jack on this one. Is our 3 signings, Jack? Do you think all 3 of them will play tomorrow? And are you excited to see them?
Yeah, I think Galini definitely should play, considering also, Lloris probably isn't really, meant for a game like this. Galini is also very good with his feet. I'd be excited to see that. We will probably have plenty of the ball. So it is good to probably see a player like him, who's very good with his feet, very good distribution. Looking forward to seeing Galini. Romero, did not start against Man City and came off the bench. I'd like to see Romero come on. And then as well, I'd like to see Brian Hill, maybe play that right wing position. He could maybe be playing on the left wing position, but I would like to see him play on the right, play that inverted kind of winger and just start, just tossing up players over there, just put them through the washing machines. And then as well, with Romero, I really would like to see, David, our new Argentinian, bulldog come into the fray. I'd love to see him as well. Maybe, lead a back 4, but if we're not going to do back 4, maybe we'll do a version of a back 5 for experimentation or something. And he's very comfortable, with the back 5. So whatever works for him. But I'm really excited for those three, David, and I do think they're probably all going to be starting.
Yeah, 100%. And everybody in the comments, let us know who you're most excited to see tomorrow. And Boston Chris, BT Sports and Premier Sports are showing the game, my man. Apart from that, I couldn't tell you where else you could watch it. But Philip, same question to you, lad. What new signing are you looking forward to seeing most tomorrow?
Well, same answer as Jack, all three of them. But I suppose especially from an attacking point of view, Brian Hill, to see if he's as good as they say he is. I've seen his videos. The guy, he'd give a fullback nightmares the way he goes by them. And I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing Romero as well, to see if he's as hard a man as they say he is,
Right.
The goalkeeper, we've sort of seen him in action against Chelsea now, and very impressed. He played very well against Chelsea. So, yeah, all three of them. And also, I'm looking forward to seeing young Dean Scarlett get a game as well, and possibly even Alfie Devine. He's another guy I wouldn't mind having a look at tomorrow, because he's one for the future. He's getting rave reviews from his. 17 years of age, training with a full team.
Yeah,
he's a good little player.
He was getting rave reviews at Wigan before he came to Tottenham.
Yeah, absolutely. We should be too strong. We should be too strong, whatever team we put out tomorrow night. Let's face it. But I just don't want to get them no complacency to set in. And again, Zagreb is what the pointer for that. We do not want to be holding our head in our hands and waiting for having to get a result at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next week.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more. So look, moving on, guys. I'm going on to the youngsters then. What youngsters do you think over the course of this Europa League will really stand out for Tottenham? So I have down here Session, Scarlett, White, Clark, Niall John, Pascozzi, maybe Alfie Devine. Out of them, and we'll start with Jack. What one do you think we'll see the most progression throughout the Europa Conference League from?
I think it's going to be Pascozzi.
You're most excited to see?
I think it's going to be Pascozzi, David, or Pascozzi. Yeah, the Estonian. He seemed to have been, kind of an outside shout, for someone that might actually be featuring a lot in the defense. Someone that would probably feature a lot in these kind of games. I think he performed really well in the friendlies. In fact, even the friendlies against Leyton Orient and as well as Colchester, he seemed to be, plenty better than that sort of level. And if he was better than that level, I do think that means that Nuno trusts him. It does seem as well that Nuno likes to, kind of deploy a very attacking fullback, and then on the other side, a very defensive fullback. And so you kind of could maybe look at Pascozzi as maybe being that kind of backup, Tanganga. When you think about it, he, very industrious, very powerful, very strong, very defensive first, and then attacking second. And I think Pascozzi, fits that bill. And considering, the side that he's coming up against, honestly, it could be really good experience for him. I do think we will be seeing maybe the likes of Niall John as well, would be another outside shout. He's on the plane. He's probably sitting next to Scarlett. They're probably playing, the video games, on their iPads, telling each other, which Clash of Clans, civilizations they need to attack or whatever the kids do these days, David. But as well, with Niall John, he really did look as really solid as well in the friendlies. He looked really good going forward. He kind of was playing a bit of the Dele Alli role we saw from before, playing maybe even a bit of the Højbjerg role, where someone who just, is a kind of the industrious, box to box number 10. So honestly, both of them, but Pascozzi, especially for me, I would love to see feature a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Dark Sun G21 says, if Mr. 33 gets spun and beaten tomorrow, we should ship him in January or next summer. In that position, we have Session and Reggie. I want to see the Devine and Scarlett. No, look, I couldn't agree more. If he does get spun tomorrow, get him out. He shouldn't be getting spun like these better teams. These are the teams that people say that he's a good backup player for. So Dark Sun G, he better prove it tomorrow. 100%. I agree with you. And look, yeah, we are stuck there. Session can play in there. Regulon can play there. The only thing what I say with Session, Dark Sun G, is it's up to where Nuno sees him. Does Nuno see him as a left back? Does Nuno see him as a left winger? We shall have to wait and see. But yeah, 100%, we're definitely stuck there. And Devine and Scarlett, yeah, look, I'm just going to give a bit on some of the youth players that I want to see. But Dark Sun G, I'll do that after I let Philip in. I'm going to let Philip in here and let him tell us what players he thinks will thrive most from getting game time in this competition.
Yeah, well, again, Scarlett, I think, is probably the one we're going to notice most because obviously he's hopefully going to score a few goals for us. But yeah, I take what Jack's saying about Pascozzi, whatever, if I just pronounced that right. I mean, that young lad, he's only 17, but I think he's a full Latvian international. Is it Latvia he's from? He's played a few games for Latvia.
He's from Estonia.
Estonia, sorry, I knew it was one of those. I couldn't remember which one. So I mean, he's looked good in the preseason as well. So he's one for the future. But one thing I must say, in my long time supporting Spurs, I don't think I've ever seen such a list of talented young lads who are on the verge of breaking into the first team.
That's a great point.
It's an absolute big up to the youth academy, the way they're bringing these guys through. It's like a production line at the moment. It's not just one every couple of years. We're now getting 3 and 4 every year coming through. Yeah. I mean, Harvey White is another one. I know Harvey White, they were raving about him at Portsmouth last year, and they would have taken him back in a heartbeat. There are so many good lads coming up there. And to quote a phrase, the future's white, the future's lily white, with guys like that coming through.
Love that, Philip. Love that.
Absolutely love it. That's a great quote. With Dark Sun G, look, I hope you enjoyed Philip's answer. Look, personally, I just want to say quickly, Philip, that was a great point. Saying that you've never seen a list so long of players' potential that can get into the first team. It's a fantastic point. I haven't either in my lifetime. And for me, youngsters, I would like to see progress in this competition. I would love to see Pascozzi progress. I really would at right back. I would love to see Dane Scarlett for sure. Honestly, Dane Mbappe, everyone knows Dark Sun G that I love this kid. I'm a big believer, and from what I've been reading and the digging I've been doing, apparently this guy is like a sponge in the dressing room. He just absorbs everything. He's quiet, but he absorbs absolutely everything. And a lot of the senior pros actually reckon this kid is going to be a huge star. They reckon he's going to be a huge star, and they all protect him. They all look after him, and they all play their part in his development, which is very, very good. As well, look, I think Harvey White, I really like him. He's a set-piece specialist as well. He was throughout the whole academy. He was a set-piece specialist, known for his wonderful left foot from free kicks and corner kicks. And I think he has a huge future. I think maybe, look, he's kind of stuck in a way where he's kind of just, the body needs to maybe develop a little bit more. But that'll come over time, and he'll be a very, very, very good player. Clark, I'll be honest with you, I've written off. I don't think he has it. I just don't think he will break through at Tottenham. And look, with Sessegnon, I think Sessegnon will do fine. I actually think he'll do well under Nuno. I really do. I think Nuno gets his hands on him and can get him going back to what he was doing when he broke into the team at Fulham. I think he's going to be a very useful asset this season. And look, Alfie Devine, a very highly rated player. We got him off Wigan because they were coming into money issues, and they had to let players go and stuff like that. So we ended up taking Alfie Devine off them. And Alfie Devine was very, very highly tracked by some other big clubs, not even just in England, but around Europe. So we done very well to get him in. So they're the players I really would like to see progress throughout this Europa Conference League.
Big up Dark Sun G. Really big up Dark Sun G.
And big up Dark Sun G for
Dane Scarlett, David. He wants to see Dane Scarlett. Or he wants to see Divine and Scarlett. He actually said he wants to see Divine and Scarlett. Yeah. So it seems like Dark Sun G is in the same boat as Philip here. Philip also mentioned Divine, so that's really good to see as well.
I'll take up David's point there about Jack Clark. I think Leeds saw us coming there. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think that was 10 million, whatever they paid for him, wasted. He'll not make it at Spurs.
Yeah.
Sad to say it, but I don't think I've seen anything now that would change my mind on him, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
No,
for sure.
100%. I don't either. I haven't seen any progression. Look, these low moves haven't worked out either. I think all the answers are staring us in the face. Gaguma says, really loving Scarlett. It's Dane Mbappe, Gaguna. Starlet Dane Mbappe. That's what we're going to call him. Starlet Dane Mbappe. He is an exciting player. I've heard so many great things about Alfie Devine, but haven't seen him play. He played and scored against Marine last season. Good cameo from him to be honest. And look, hopefully you get to see a lot more of him, Gaguma. I really hope you do, because this is a guy there's a lot of talk about. The two players that you and Dark Sun G have mentioned, Scarlett and Divine. A lot of talk about them. And they should be in and around the first team in a couple of years, I predict. But Jack, do you want to say anything to Guguma?
Yeah, it's really good to see you, Guguma. We missed you definitely in the chat. Hope you're definitely keeping well. Guguma, I will say, I hope you will be able to see enough of Scarlett. I hope it's not just kind of a cameo, David. I hope it's at least 30 minutes, let's say maybe 40 minutes, for Dane.
I actually think he'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe he might even start tomorrow. But Guguma, in that case, please stay aware, of our predicted lineup that David and I are going to be coming out with. You can check that out, to see if your beloved Dane Scarlett will be starting. As well with the growth spurt. I will say quickly, Guguma, the growth spurt that he seems to be undergoing. Maybe training with the first team, seems to be bulking up a lot. Seems to just be looking more like a bigger man every single day. So not even like Dane Mbappe, more maybe turning into a bit of a a Dane Holland. In the sense, because he seems to already be looking about as tall as Mbappe, and he's already plenty younger than Mbappe. So maybe he's going to be, having a bit of a Holland growth spurt.
I hope so. Well, Guguma, thank you very much for the support, love. I really do appreciate it. And everyone else, look, keep getting the super chats, keep getting your questions, your thoughts in. Like I said, it is a great way to show your support for the channels, guys. I'll just go through a few more comments here, and then I'll get on to the next part. We have Brian C. He says, spot on, Philip, regarding the youth. Did you see as well, Troy Parrott scored his second goal on loan with MK Dons. Good start for him.
Yep. Good goal too.
Yeah, very good start for an Irishman. And look, hopefully he can keep banging them in between. Like for myself, Brian C. and Philip being Irish, we're missing that strike up for the last 4 or 5 years. So hopefully this is our hope. This is our next hope up front for Ireland. So with me, Philip and Brian C. really need this guy to work out. So we do. We really do need him to hit the ground running. We have Terry Wright. He says, big up, gents. Big up, Terry. I hope things are well. Dan N says, tuning in from Matty Stream. Thank you so much, Dan N. Really appreciate that, my man. He says, love that none of the players on Sunday will be involved. Let's Gil, Dane, Session Young, and other youngsters start 100%. Jamie Git, hope things are well. Hello, folks. David Jack, Mr. K, Rubbish League, but nevertheless, a big game tomorrow. Where's Philip's name in that, Jamie Git? Come on, my man. Come on, you have to give Philip the props. He's here.
Good to see you, Jamie.
Yeah, and Martin Wilde agrees. He doesn't think that Clark will make it. Today, Devine got in a scrap with Drinkwater. I knew he was going to be a player for us. 100%. I absolutely love that. Yeah, it was brilliant. Golden Cox said David doesn't want to admit he loves Jack Clark. In case Matty's watching, I'm telling you, Matty knows my thoughts. I just don't think he's going to make it. It's that simple. Dark Sun G says, I would love to see Son assist Scarlett score this season, or vice versa. White and Skip could be good backup for each other in the future. 100%. Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't care who assists Sonny. I just want to see goals for Dane Scarlett. I couldn't care where they come from. I couldn't care if the defender kicks it and it comes off his knob and hits the back of the net. It's a goal. All we want is for him to see to get goals. And but look, if Son does assist them, even more better, because it's a partnership we can strike up between Son and Scarlett. And it'll be an absolute awesome partnership. Pace, power, skill, great finishing on the two of them. Dark Sun G, you've hit the nail on the head. It'll be a great partnership. And White and Skip could be back up for each other in the future. Another great point as well. Harvey White, he can play left back as well. Just to let people know, he can play his trade at left back as well. So he can kind of double up left back or in the centre midfield. And a good option, you can put him on the left side of the centre midfield because he's left-footed. So it'll be absolutely brilliant. It'll be a good option to have in there. And another great point, Dark Sun G. I couldn't agree more, my man. Couldn't agree more. Really appreciate the support. And everyone else, feel free to keep getting the support in, guys. But look, moving on, I am going to give everybody a little bit about Pacos De Ferreira that they should know. Look, Pacos, they do play a very aggressive style of football, guys. Defensively, they will close us down very quickly and get stuck into us and play at a very they will get stuck into us and play off of that. They scored 2 goals against Larne from breaking up play in the midfield and getting at them very, very quickly on the counter and punishing them. So for me, because they're very aggressive in midfield, one player to highlight is their Canadian international, Stephen. Let me get this right. Eustachio. He really gets stuck in. He's their ball winner in midfield. He's the one that has the highest number of turnovers last season for them and all. He's the one that really, really does turn the ball over, and he gets about. He loves to get stuck in. But not only that, do not give him a sniff in and around the edge of our box. He's got a very, very good long-range shot on him. So, look, this guy could be a bit of a handful tomorrow. And that for me, is why I don't want Harry Winks playing. I do not want him playing. I've seen time and time again, seen him getting his pocket picked, afraid to turn on the ball and go forward with it. Plays with his back towards, plays with his facing our goal. And for me, it's going to be very, very easy for them to pick his pocket with their aggressive style of play. You know, they'll get up on him very quickly and take him off the ball, and then they're straight in at us. So for me, even if Winks does play, he cannot afford to be a little girl the way he has been. He needs to man up. He needs to man up. And he's one of them players that played against Zagreb that completely let them overrun straight through the middle. You know what I mean? He's one of the men out there. So for me, look, this guy, he has to play well. If Winks plays, he has to play well. But that's why I don't want Winks playing, because they will just target Winks. They will wait for him to get the ball, and they will pressure, and they will get a reward off it in the end. So it's very important that if Winks does play, he doesn't get caught on the ball. We need to be quick on the ball tomorrow, especially on the opening 20 minutes. We cannot let them settle into the game plan. We have to be very good on the ball. We have to zip it around with pace and purpose and not be caught inside that first 20 minutes. That's crucial. And just because of the way they are so aggressive and the midfielder they have, I do not want Harry Winks playing in there tomorrow. Going forward, look, they do play a very aggressive, quick forward-thinking football. Like I said, they did get two off line from turning the ball over. Other players to watch out for going forward is, and of course, actually, guys, the bet Larne 4-1. So these guys can't score goals. I know it's only Larne, but they can't score goals. They bet them 4-1.
It seemed like it was an easy game for them, David. Yeah, that must be important. You know, it was an easy game for them. You know, it wasn't, you know, like they squeaked by, by the skin of their teeth. You know, it really was easy for them, which means, they're going to be going into this with full confidence. And as well, people must realize, when you're playing a team like Spurs, as being the size of a team like Pacos De Ferreira, it really means that they're going to just be fully up for it. It's practically, for plenty of these players, the game of their career. So you really have to take that into consideration, regardless of the technical difference, regardless of the talent quality. You have to always take that into consideration.
No, 100%. You do. 100%. And guys, going forward, like I said, the players to kind of watch out for is Zé Oltan. He's Brazilian. Denilson, another Brazilian. He actually got 2 goals versus Larne. So that's a player to watch out for. But the main threat up front, what's his name here? I have it. Is Tarke or Tark, whatever way you want to pronounce it, guys. You're not going to get spot on pronunciations here. But Tark, who is their main threat, guys. He scored 11 goals last season. I think got 2 assists. And he's a big guy. He's a big guy, and he makes a nuisance of himself up front. So hopefully Romero and whoever plays beside him are ready for this guy. He does cause problems. But guys, Pacos, they did lose to Boavista 3-0 on Monday. And their aggressive defending and their high line, which I forgot to mention that when they're defending, they do like to play a very high line. And that high line, and because they were so aggressive, Boavista actually caught them. They just passed the ball around them all game and kept on exploiting him behind that high line. And as well, interestingly enough, Boavista took the ball off them twice going forward and got straight at them and went up and scored from it. So they picked their pocket twice and got at them going forward. So that's definitely something we can exploit. Even if we play the way we played Sunday, quick counter-attacking football, take the ball off City and go forward. That tactics will apply perfectly for tomorrow night's game. Let them have the ball, come forward, take it off them, and punish them. Be quick and clinical on the counter-attack. And, of course, it's much like what we've seen with pre-season, which would be absolutely brilliant. And the reason why I would like to start Dane Scarlett tomorrow up front is because of the high line. We've seen in pre-season, we exposed, I think it was against whoever got his goal against, I can't remember, it was Colchester MK Dons. But it was a high line, caught out high, ball in behind by Lucas. Scarlett ran on and finished it like a pro he is. So I would like to see, I do think Dane Scarlett can maybe capitalise on that. And of course, Pacos De Ferreira, they're a Portuguese-based club, and they finished 5th in their season last season. Now, I know Philip has a little bit more on these guys. So, Philip, do you want to tell us?
Yeah, I was laughing at the Wikipedia description of them. They say they're one of the most historic teams in Portuguese football, which I think most of us have never heard of them until last week. So I don't know where they got that from. They're only on the goal since 1950. And their highest position was third in 2013 when they qualified for the Champions League. They won and only time in it. They play in Norwich colours, yellow and green. And I suppose that their thing that struck me most about them was they're 135th in the UEFA rankings. And we, Spurs, are 23rd. So there's a difference of 112 places there, which speaks volumes, really, you know. But probably the most interesting stat about them, and it shows that nobody is safe in the managerial job. Since 2010, they've had 16 managers. So the average is about 2/3 of a season per manager. So God help the guy tomorrow and next week if we get a bit of a tasting, you know.
Yeah.
So, like they have a small ground, 9,077 people. Not that there'll be any Spurs fans there that'll travel. There might be a few in Portugal that might make it to the game, but there's no official fans going to be there. And I mean, they look like a good, hard-working team. But I mean, which tomorrow night is their biggest game. I would class to say their biggest game since they played in the Champions League in 2013.
Wow.
So they're going to be up for it. They're going to be up for it.
Yeah. 100%. Big up Gary O'Neill as well. Great, Philip. You know, thank you for that. That was another bit nice added onto the back of what
quickly,
I said.
Quickly, David. You can only get that here.
Either.
You can only get that here at the Irish Hotspur. You know, it's the type of panelists we put on, David. It's the type of panelists we put on, David. You know, with Philip here, you know, he came in with the Pacos De Ferreira, you know, history lesson, you know, nice, quick and easy, nice and convenient for us, you know, very efficient as well. You know, it's the only place you can get something like that, a Pacos De Ferreira history lesson. No other place to find it.
They are now.
No, 100%. And you know, we didn't even ask him to come prepared either. So absolutely brilliant on Philip's behalf. Dark Sun G21 says, did you see the news about the club that Tanganga almost went out on loan to? I'm glad that he did well against City so he doesn't have to go there. Yeah, look, even when it came in, even before he played against City, for me, it didn't make sense. I would have kept him around anyway. I would have said he's useful at right back and he can play centre back. I would have kept him around anyway. So I was very surprised that you know, they gave him the option. I can understand the thinking behind it. If Daniel Sanchez and with Roden there and they're not going anywhere, his game time will be limited. If the option for him to play was centre back, it would have been limited. So look, but I'm so glad that he personally doesn't want to go on loan, because at the end of it, all came down to him. And that's why it was kind of left around with no answer for such a long time, is because he was weighing it up and he wanted to see could he prove, and he backed himself and he fought to try and get into the first team. And I firmly believe now he's cemented his place for the next few weeks anyway. So I'm 100%. I'm delighted it's not going to happen now, Dark Sun G, because look, he was immense against City. Jack, what's your thoughts?
No, he absolutely was immense against City. Honestly, the man of the match, as plenty of people have rated him. It is a bit unfortunate that, you know, we won't be able to see that, you know, kind of performance probably until the weekend again. But you do think about it, like I said, you know, with Pascazzi, you know, that's why I love to mention him again, as Pascazzi, I think hopefully could put in a similar kind of role and performance that we saw from Tanganga. And Pascazzi could do that against Pacos De Ferreira. I think is an excellent opportunity, you know, for us to maybe have just two very defensively solid right backs, two very defensively solid right-sided fullbacks. And with that as well, you could think about it as, you know, maybe, you know, not being necessary then to sign someone like Tomiyasu, considering that we might have two very defensively solid right backs that could be one of our own as well.
Yeah, 100%. Well, there you are, Dark Sun G21. I hope you enjoyed mine and Jack's answers off the back of that, my man. Really do appreciate the support, and everyone else, keep getting in the support, guys. It's unbelievable, and it's badly needed. You know, it really does help keep us bringing you better and better content. I think we'll all agree that the content has improved tenfold since last season, so you can see the benefits of it. So big up, Dark Sun G. I really, really do appreciate it. But look, Philip, I was describing about how aggressive, you know, Pacos De Ferreira are. They're not going to give us time to settle on the ball, especially in the first 15, 20 minutes. Who would you start in the centre of midfield to combat that?
I mean, if Nuno's words are to be taken as gospel, which I'm sure they will be, then we're not going to have a regular midfield of Højbjerg and Skip to start anyway. And if Sissoko hasn't travelled, it's really left us a little bit lightweight in that particular. It's the one area of the pitch that would concern me for tomorrow night, because I mean, it looks like to me Winks is going to have to start, and whoever goes alongside him is going to have a big job on the hand. And the only one that I can see that possibly might go in there is Lo Celso. You know, unless you're going to play somebody else out of position, which probably isn't the best thing to do in a European match, you know. So it looks like, unless Nuno has a sort of second thought, and let's just say Oliver Skip's a young lad, he can take another game. Stick him in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I actually heard he didn't travel. I don't know how true it is. I heard
he
didn't travel.
He didn't. No, forget about Skip. Forget Skip. He's gone. No, it means we're going to probably have to play Winks and Lo Celso in the middle. Unless some of the defenders could move forward and take that position.
It probably is gonna look something like that, Philip, you know, especially because we will probably, you know, despite, you know, David, you know, telling us that Pacos De Ferreira recently played a bit of a high line, you know, they play a very aggressive pressing football. You might think that they probably will have to forfeit the ball plenty to us. They definitely will press us. They definitely will try to, you know, take the ball off us in very dangerous situations, but I really doubt they'll try to play a high line against us, considering that we probably have plenty more pace than they do. You know, we probably have a bit more, you know, on the ball ability than they do, than even what they're probably even used to, some might say. So they probably will play, you know, quite deep against us. And then maybe with the likes of, you know, Lo Celso and Winks, you know, maybe they might be able to have the, you know, the right development of play in order to break the lines of Pacos De Ferreira. But I do expect, you know, maybe those two might be, I'm going to be optimistic here. Maybe those two might be a good partnership for a team that will be having plenty of the ball.
Possibly, but it also could come down to the fact that Paco might think, hang on a bit, we're not going to go gung-ho against Spurs. We might get absolutely trounced. They may sit back, even though they're the home team. They may play a little bit cautious tomorrow night.
I think they should. That's probably what
half an hour anyway to see how it goes. It's hard to tell, really. You know, it's really hard to know.
From what I'm aware of, from what I'm aware of, they don't really change their style up according to the opposition. They tend to just stick with their philosophy and their style of playing. They don't tend to change it up too much. So it'd be very interesting. It'd be very interesting to see what they do. I don't think they'd be stupid to play the way they did against Boa Vista on Monday against us, because we'll just pop it in behind them every time, put Dan Scarlett up there. We're Talking TV with their starting lineup here. Says you heard it here first. Galini in goals, Davies left back, Romero, Roden, and centre back Doherty at right back. John, good option in midfield. Winks, Lo Celso, Gill, Clark, and Scarlett. Yeah, look, that very well could be the team. Clark, I prefer he didn't start. Maybe you could start Gill on the right, Session on the left with Scarlett up front. But I don't doubt your knowledge. I'd say there's some sort of inside info there, maybe. Yeah, you're saying what I was thinking. But yeah, not a bad starting lineup. Some a bit similar to what I was thinking. But I'll be making a change in there. I don't want Winks to play as of already.
John could come in there. No, John could do a job for him.
Yeah.
And now John wouldn't be facing his own goal for the whole of 90 minutes.
100%. 100%. I couldn't agree more, Philip. Couldn't agree more. And look, the other issue tomorrow is up front. Who would you like to see take the reins up front? For me, I think it has to be Scarlett. Maybe if Son travelled, he could come off the bench. You know, if things aren't going too well, or if you're still looking for a goal or that. But I would start with Scarlett. Philip, who would you start with?
Yeah, I'd start with Scarlett, but I would have Son on the bench. I mean, I think we just have to put the insurance policy in place here for tomorrow, just to have players on call that can come on and change the game if we need it. Like, hopefully we won't need to call on them, but it would just be the ultimate. It'd be worse than Zagreb to get knocked out of this competition by these guys. You know, at least people had heard of Dynamo Zagreb. I don't think that's the case here. You know.
Yeah, that is definitely the case.
I would say, okay, we've got Sunday coming up, but I would put the likes of Son and Højbjerg and someone like my brain has gone dead on me. Bergwijn on the bench, just as insurance in case things needed in the second half.
Right.
Yeah. Good call. And Jack, I never got your your midfield partnership to counter the aggressive, how aggressive they are in there to try and turn the ball over.
I'm really gonna agree with Ben or Sim here at Weird Tottenham TV. I'm really gonna say it's gonna be something like a Lo Celso Winks, partnership and relationship. It's not really what I would prefer or pick, but I do think it's probably going to be the likely one, and that being simply because we're probably still trying to get Winks out the door. We're still trying to market him. Maybe also he might be a decent player to leave behind in Portugal, maybe leave behind on the flight list. But then as well, we will be having probably plenty of the ball, so it might not be as necessary to have an industrious midfielder in there. We might just want to have players that are good on the ball. Of course, we've seen Winks get his pocket picked plenty of times, but in theory, he is supposed to be someone that is good at developing the play from that playmaker role in the defensive position. So that's just the one I'll be expecting, David. I don't really want to answer it any other way. I do think it's going to be Lo Celso, John, and probably Gio, John, and Winksy there. And then maybe up top, in terms of answering the Scarlett question, I do think Scarlett is, definitely a capable starting forward for us. I would like to see him start instead of coming off the bench. So let's have him lead the line. Maybe, start off with a brace. He'd be running all over the pitch, I reckon. And as well, he'll be able to also, provide us plenty of opportunities, for a pass in behind just to break the lines, make the Pacos defenders, definitely stay wary.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I couldn't agree more. So look, guys, we're going to get some score prediction off you. So, Philip, we'll get your score prediction first, lad.
2-0, I suppose.
Goal scorers?
Scarlett and Hill.
Oh, a debut goal for Brian.
Yeah. Nothing like it.
Do you think he will start on the left or the right tomorrow?
I'd say he might float around. I mean, I think he's going to keep these defenders guessing. I mean, I know he's good he's a left footer, isn't he? Good on the right, cutting in, but he could also, we've no big target man in the middle, so maybe he'll stick him out on the right. Keep him out on the right.
Interesting. And Jack, yourself, score prediction, my man, and goal scorers.
I'm going to go 4-0 here, David. I'm going to go 4-0. I think we're going to go 2-0 or 1-0 up by the end of the first half. If we're only 1-0 up, I could still seeing us go 4-0 because, Nuno could give them a talking to, say, listen, I'm not going to be embarrassed like this, especially in my home country. And then as well, it just seems like, this should be a team that we should absolutely roll over. It's not like the Dinamo game where, it was kind of mid-season. It was kind of, while the players were definitely kind of going through the grind of the season. This is still it's the second game, but, the actual season. It's the second game of actual consequence. So, the boys should be plenty up for it. They should be in plenty of shape for it. I really think we should be absolutely, tear them apart. So I'm going to go 4-0. I would be disappointed even with some of the 4-1 predictions. I kind of, I could see that happening. But even with a 4-1 prediction, I'd be very disappointed just to concede.
Yeah, look, for me, I'd be very disappointed to concede tomorrow. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0. I'm going to go Dane Mbappe to score a brace. And I'm going with a debut goal for Ryan Hill. That's who I'm going to go with. I think Brian Hill will produce a magic goal tomorrow. Good strike. I can see Dane Mbappe, countering that high defensive line, and bagging himself a brace because he is ice cool in front of goal, as we've seen pre-season. I agree. I think I'll be very upset to see us concede a goal, especially if our main man Romero's out there. I think you'll have Doherty one side of him, Ben Davies out the other side, and a Roden or a Dyer in beside him. So it's going to be an experienced enough back four, so they shouldn't be conceding. My biggest concern is midfield tomorrow. It's always my biggest concern when it comes to Tottenham, especially when a certain someone plays, because we tend to get overrun a lot. So look, I just hope we match up to physicality. But look, if Dane Mbappe scores a brace, you heard it here first. What I would say to everybody is go down and put a cheeky bet on Dane Mbappe to score. And look, me and Philip reckon Brian Gale as well. So guys, maybe put an extra 50 cents on that one and see if he comes home. But honestly, guys, I'm absolutely pumped. The best thing about Portugal is going there on holidays. Apart from that, Pacos De Ferreira, they're nobody. Let's be honest with you. We really should be beating them and dispatching them with ease. I don't want any more of these embarrassing results coming out like Zagreb last season. At the end of the day, it's Europa Conference League. It's the inaugural one, the first one. Tottenham are first to do many, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go all the way, and it's going to be a long season in this competition. I want to say a massive thank you to Jack, a massive thank you to you, Philip, for coming on today. I really do appreciate it, guys. You will be seeing Philip around here a bit more. So everybody get in the comment section and let us know how much you love Philip. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for the super chats and the support. It's unbelievable. I want to say a massive thank you to you, the Harris Army, and everyone else for tuning in. I do want to say, guys, I'm going to give Jack a minute just to plug his channel. I'm going to put the link in. So Jack, tell them what they can find out, where they can find you.
Yeah, it's going to be in the description below, guys, and it's, it's there in my name as well. It's going to be flatcapeurotalk. It's going to be our second channel. It's going to be a channel mostly led by me, but you're going to be seeing David on that channel practically as much as you see, me on David's channel here. So it's going to be basically our second channel, an extension of the Harris Army, an extension of the Flat Cap Army. It's basically just going to be the place where you flat cappers can get your European content, all the stuff that's outside of Spurs, whether it be about the Champions League, the Serie A, even maybe, might be dipping into a bit of the Premier League, as we've been talking about today, the Liga NOS, might have a Porto Benfica game, in there as well. It's just going to be the place where you can consume all the news that's important outside of Spurs, and as well, plenty of people ask me what, players I'm kind of looking out for, what, players I would buy with a certain budget. It's basically that type of channel where you can basically tap into what I'm thinking, in terms of lots of players outside of Spurs, outside the Premier League. So even, for example, my next video that's going to be coming out is going to be some of the top young talent that I think is going to be, in Europe this season, from the Bundesliga to the Serie A to the Premier League. I'm going to be talking about some of the best young talents that there are across Europe's top 5 leagues. You can't miss it. It's an extension of this channel. It's just a place for you guys to consume even more of the content that's coming out from David and I. You really can't miss it. And I really would appreciate a subscribe. We've even practically blown up the channel from the first time, we were doing the subscribers. YouTube couldn't even handle it. They seem to think you guys were, too crazy for subscribing to a channel that quickly. So honestly, I can't wait for even more of you guys to follow on over. It's going to be down in the description below, and I can't wait for you guys to join me and, just to be able to hear your thoughts and some of the thoughts I have about some of the players and content outside of Spurs.
No, 100%. I was just checking it there, Jack. It's gone up to 79, so we're already after getting a few off it, guys. Guys, if you really could get over and get the support in behind it, like I said, the link is here. I'll put it in again. Just get over there, smash the subscribe button. I am going to be on it. I'll be on it doing watch-alongs, and anytime Jack can't do it, I'll be on it. So, guys, I really, really, really would appreciate it if everyone could get on it and get over there and give it a subscribe. Look, obviously this is your home for all Tottenham content, but guys, this will be your home for anything you want to know about the Dutch league, the German league, the Italian league, Spanish league, all them other big leagues. Any players you want to know anything about, go get over there to the Flat Cap Euro Talk. Honestly, guys, it's our second channel. And I really do hope we can get the support behind it the same way we have on this one. So I really, really do appreciate it, everybody.
As well, everybody stick around, maybe get, a bite to eat, maybe, get a drink, in between. There will be Kaniki Answer Me after that. I know you guys love Kaniki Answer Me, and Kaniki Answer Me, we will be featuring some really good questions. And as well, the questions will be on screen for you, the Harris Army, to be able to answer. The questions will be on screen for you guys, to give your thoughts on, tons of the best news about Spurs. We'll be still talking about the Pacos game. We'll be talking about the Wolves game. We'll be talking about the Man City game, talking about some of the moments from that. So in just about an hour's time, an hour and 15 time, please stick around, and we will be coming out with the Kaniki Answer Me. Just stick around, maybe get a bite to eat, David. I'm thinking, maybe get, a glass of water, anything in between, so that you can prepare your best kind of brain food, because for Kaniki Answer Me, I will say the questions are not easy. So please stick around the Harris Army. There's going to be another live show coming around just around the corner.
Yeah, 100%. And look, guys, that's exactly what to look out for next. Kaniki Answer Me, the very popular Kaniki Answer Me. It'll be myself, Bob Spur, Darius, and Jack. Jack on the questions as usual. We're flipping the script. Jack will be hosting. I'll be answering, guys. So I can sit there and I can answer all the questions this time, which I prefer to do. This hosting crack, sometimes it gets on my nerves, but it has to be done. But honestly, guys, we're three away from getting to 90 subs, guys. So if three of you could click this link here and then, get us to the 90 subs, that would be absolutely awesome. But look, guys, like Jack was saying, Kaniki Answer Me at 9:30. After that, then stay tuned. Tomorrow, we will be putting out our predicted lineup early, and so we want to hear your guys' predicted lineup in underneath that. Then you can follow me on the pre-match pump up on We Are Tottenham TV at 6 p.m. So get over there and follow me on that. I really would appreciate the support. And then back here tomorrow night then, guys, with a review of the game as well. So, guys, plenty of content coming up here over the next few days, over the next week. We've got loads and loads of shows lined up and stuff like that. So please stay tuned, guys. If you do like the channel and you're new, make sure you do smash the subscribe button here. Like I said, we're not too far to 4K, and we're getting to 4K, guys. 2 subs off 90. If 2 more people could click this link, it'd be brilliant. So guys, make sure you smash the subscribe here on the Irish Hotspur as well. A couple of subs off 4K subs coming up to the 9-month anniversary of the channel. It's absolutely insane. Smash a like on the stream as well. And guys, get your thoughts in below. If there's any piece of history or anything you know about Pacos that myself and Philip have missed, and Jack too, that we've missed, make sure you get it in underneath. Let us know your score predictions and everything else. Guys, it's been absolutely awesome. And we'll see you back here in an hour and 10 minutes time. Adios.
You know we trust.
Come on, you Spurs. In Nuno we trust. And let's absolutely smash Pacos tomorrow.